it was on the second day as we were approaching the summit that we got caught in an unexpected storm. Unfortunately, the storm lasted 5 days and 5 nights. We ended up being pinned to the summit of the mountain, unable to get down, and with no hope of a rescue. We were enduring temperatures that plummeted as low as minus 30 degrees C up there, and wind speeds of 130 kilometers an hour, which, as you can imagine, means conditions that the human body really just can't survive for very long. And sure enough, by the end of the fifth day, we were really just clutching on to existence. Tragically, during the final night, then Jamie Fisher died of hypothermia, and I, very nearly died too. But amazingly, I made it through that night, and the next morning I was picked up by the helicopter in what was incredibly dramatic and spectacular rescue. So I was really just rescued in the nick of time. But by then, I'd suffered extremely severe frostbite. So, in fact, my hands and my feet were literally frozen solid. And as you imagine, you don't get away with that kind of frostbite without some kind of permanent damage. So it was about 10 days later that my hands and feet, all of them, had to be amputated.
You learnt to walk again in just 3.5 months. What do you put that down to?
It didn't seem fast to me at the time, because it was such an incredible period of my life. I often say that in actual fact that wasn't the worst time in my life, as you might have thought, but it was one of the most rich and rewarding and exciting times in my life, because every day I was doing something different. Every day I was doing something new, something that I hadn't done the day before. I was learning to feed myself, to wash myself, dress myself, go to the toilet myself, to walk again, as you said, learning to walk on prosthetic legs, and I'm basically rebuilding everything in my life all over again. So it was an amazing experience, and it was very, very hard, of course. But I was lucky in that I had fantastic support from everybody around me, all the professional staff and my friends, and of course, most of all, my girlfriend, as she was at the time, Anna. I certainly wouldn't have had the success that I did without all of them. So, I was well motivated, and that's what I attribute my kind of success to.
The book ends with you more than a decade ago now marrying Anna, amazingly, running the London Marathon, revisiting the Alps. From what I've been reading, it hasn't ended there. You've gone on to even more incredible challenges.
Well, I've certainly not stood still in the intervening 10 years. I think I'm very much motivated by challenge. That's something that really came out through my the whole experience and through my rehabilitation, was how motivating and enriching an experience setting yourself challenges can be. So I've gone on to do lots of things. I've done plenty more marathons and climbed a lot of mountains. Climbed Kilimanjaro as part of an all-disabled expedition, which was, a unique experience. Sailed across the North Sea. Have done an Ironman triathlon, and plenty of other challenges too. But by far the biggest of those challenges, of all, was having my kids. Anna and I have been extremely lucky to have 3 healthy children, and that's the icing on the cake. Really, that's the challenge to cap them all for me. Just bringing up 3 normal, healthy kids.